Yo, what is up guys, Grim here, and in today's video we're going to be going over my day 2 and 3 discoveries and a bit of a recap over how we went. So, let's get into it. We'll start off with a recap and we'll get into the discoveries right after. So, in day 2 and 3 we were able to get into the end game. We were able to try out the new Maven invitations and then finally slay Maven herself on the end of day 2. So this build was absolutely awesome for it. Having done the fight now a couple times, I can definitely say that you're definitely incentivized to go for a minion or miner build. It definitely makes everything a lot easier. Miner because you can auto phase phases for obvious reasons, and then minions because you can spend the whole time dodging. There is an absolute ton of dodging mechanics. In terms of difficulty, I would definitely say that it's a little bit easier than pre-nerf Cyrus 8, where you had to bait the storms and figure that out. So definitely on the easier side of things in terms of that. Having said that, I probably have a character that is perfectly suited to this fight. The only thing that is better is probably a miner. Yeah, so definitely very good. There'll be footage of that kill up on my channel. I'll upload the raw video so you guys can check it out. And then there'll be a guide following probably tomorrow or at the end of the stream. So I did today. So very, very awesome. Maven down. Let's talk about the juice. So we made the Maven kill. We made some money, upgraded this character. But then we decided that we wanted to start getting into some Atlas stuff. So we decided to start earning some currency. And what we decided to do was invest in unlocking the 9th Atlas tree here. Now I'm going to make a separate video on this right after this. But you can get Atlas points for the 9th tree, the Uncharted Realms, by doing Maven invitations. Now, Maven invitations are items that drop off the end game bosses. So they drop off, the Guardians, they drop off Elder Guardians, they drop off, the Breach Lords, Synthesis bosses. What else is there? Like Shaper, Uber, all that kind of stuff like that. And the invitation that drops will correspond to the bosses you're slaying. So if you're doing Shaper Guardians, you're going to get the Maven's invitation deformed. Now, what these essentially are is special map kind of objects. And when you fulfill the requirements, so for example this one, the Maven must witness Hydra, Minotaur, and Chimera, and Phoenix, you're able to actually put them in your map device and activate these super powerful maps. Now, I'll just scale this one down. So this one is obviously all of the Guardians. So to activate this one, I would need to witness all 4 of the Guardians. So to do that, all you need to do is go to your map device, activate Maven's beacon, and then put in all 4 of the Guardians and defeat them while the Maven is watching. Now keep in mind, this makes them significantly harder. It's going to do stuff like increase their health and damage. It's going to make them sometimes heal for like half their health randomly. And sometimes it'll even duplicate stuff, and that's very dangerous on something like Minotaur, where even one of them can be difficult for a lot of builds, and then 2 of them is just insane. So very, very crazy. So after you witness all 4, you can put this in the map device and you'll be taken to the Maven's Crucible, where you'll have to fight all 4 of these bosses at once. Very, very hard indeed. They'll also be juiced up with the Maven's kind of influence. She'll be like messing with you, putting down like annoying stuff on the floor, spawning orbs that'll one-shot you, all sorts of things. So it's definitely quite the ride. But once you finish that, you will be able to unlock 2 points in the Uncharted Realm. So this actually, it doesn't read that powerful, but when you actually play with it, it's actually how we made all our money on day 3, and you'll see we made an absolute metric ton of money. It's ridiculous how much money we made. So we were abusing the hell out of the 9th Atlas tree. You can see I have 2 points spec here because I didn't know what to spend them on, but we decided to go with the Shaper tree, Shaper and Elder tree. So we went into Remnants of the Past, Guardian's Aid, and Gaze into the Abyss. So Remnants of the Past essentially allows you to sustain, well not really, but get a lot more Guardian maps, so you don't have to buy them as much. So if you're running Guardian maps, to witness the invitations, then you can like kind of pseudo sustain them a little bit more. Guardian's Aid makes it so that you have a chance, it makes it so that there's 2 Guardians in the map instead of 1. So let's say you're doing an Elder Guardian and you're doing Eradicator. Constrictor could show up, and Constrictor can actually drop his fragment. There's about a 50% chance that Constrictor will drop his fragment when he shows up, and that works for Phoenix. So if you're doing Phoenix, Minotaur could show up and he has a 50% chance to drop his fragment. 50% chance is just because I've run like hundreds of these things almost, like actually not even kidding, like a lot of Guardian maps. I'm not ever exaggerating here. And it's about 50% chance. I roll all my Guardian maps white because it is insanely hard to get 2 Guardians at once, especially because you do 1 Guardian and it heals to 33, you deal it to 33% and it heals to full, then they come back, and then you have to do both of them at 100%. So the reason this is so hard is because think of Chimera. Chimera has a smoke phase. Imagine fighting Minotaur while Chimera's in the smoke phase. It's really hard. But the rewards are definitely there. Very, very powerful indeed. And then additionally, I dare to gaze into the abyss. So the Elder has a 10% chance to drop Watcher's Eye. So it's about a 25% chance base. This puts it up to 35%. And it means that you're going to make a lot more money off of Uber Elder and Elder. And it's going to be really, really good. And the Shaper drops 3 additional items as well, which are shaped. And these can be big money as well, obviously, if it's like an amulet. One thing with gaze into the abyss, though, is I think Uber Elder might trigger this twice because it's technically Shaper and Elder. So that would be really, really powerful. The small nodes are actually really, really insane as well. The Shaper and the Guardians and the Elder and all that shit. They have a 35% chance to drop an influence item. With all 3, it goes up to 100. So you're guaranteed an influence item, which is really, really good. Because when you're doing Elder Guardians, stuff like, Elder Citadel bows, Elder Marraketh bow, basically any Elder bow will sell for multiple exalts because people are playing Bleed Glad and they want that base to craft on with Harvest and stuff like that. So you can make an absolute killing in Shaper and Elder right now, and we absolutely did. Not sure if that'll stay that way, but that's what we did there. Just kind of like, I did eyeball a few of the other ones because I've been going so hard. Literally, I always am in a map. I'm always doing a Guardian map or like a Shaper or something like that. But the Synthesis ones seem ridiculous as well. Not so much neural pathways, but synthetic source. Synthesized unique items drop in areas have 3 synthesized implicit modifiers. That's not has a chance to, it's just, it is. So when you're doing the synth maps, like Cortex, you're going to drop like, what is it called, Nebulous. It's just going to have C3 synth implicits every time. That's ridiculous. It's completely insane, in fact. I think that's unethical, and if you're running like, like the Herald of Ash rings, like it's just going to have triple synth implicits. It's completely off the wall. Absolutely ridiculous. I can't even believe it. And I haven't read the other ones, but they don't seem as good as those ones. Those seem to be the ones that jump out at me. Pretty cool in my opinion. Obviously we have the chance to get 5 Watchstones now here as well, and I think there is Awaken on 9 somewhere here as well. I don't know, I can't find it. Anyway, so completely ridiculous. The 9th Atlas Tree, we're going to be doing a guide on that at some point as well, but yeah, that's how I was doing that. Very, very insane. So let's talk a little bit more about invitations. So you're gonna do your 4, you'll get them, and now what is it gonna drop? Well, you're gonna get access to the new Watchstones. It's gonna drop anywhere between 1 to 3 of the new Watchstones. It seems to be completely random what zones you get, but pretty good. But the real kicker is when you kill, like let's say doing the 4 Guardians, they have a chance to drop their loot. So you could get a Obscurantis of Minotaur, but they can also drop their fragments. In terms of drop rates on these, I found that when I was doing the Elder Guardian invitation, I'd get like triple frags every single time. When I was doing the Shaper invitation, I would like never get a fragment, but I'd get like their boss drop. It seems a little bit weird. My sample size is probably about 15, so I haven't done that many of them, but I've definitely done a few at this point, so very, very cool. Now, another key piece of information for you guys, which you guys need to know, is that these things drop the new respec points. They always drop it. It's a 100% chance of the orb I'm making. You can see here I've stacked up, like 11 of them so far. You got another 5 here, and there are probably more in my stash somewhere. So I definitely have a lot of these things now. They're very, very common. They shouldn't be like an Exalt or anything like that. That'd be ridiculous. They're going to be much cheaper than that, and they're very, very cool. In addition to that, of course, this is how you gain access to the Maven encounter. I said at the start that we slayed her. It's very easy to gain access to the Maven encounter. All you need to do is do these invitations. So when you do the invitation, if you run the map white, so like with no mods, you're going to get 2 crescent splinters. I'll go to my fragment tab and show you guys what that is. This is a crescent splinter. You're going to get 2 of them. You need 10 of them to do the Maven, and the Maven is, a pretty good fight. So 2, if you run it transmuted, which is, like with a transmute orb and it's blue, I was running them 1 mod because they get pretty spooky. Then you get 3 Maven splinters. If you run it rare, you get 4 to 5 splinters depending on the mods, I believe. So you can get like half a set of Maven just from 1 invitation, and it's completely insane. And yeah, you're gonna make a lot of money that way. Very, very good indeed. So that's pretty much the full drop table that I noticed off of the invitations. They don't drop any unique items or anything like that other than the actual boss drops themselves. You can imagine though, if you were doing this one here, Cortex, Triula, Alluring Abyss, Shaper's Demand, and that's Uber down there. You're going to be able to get every OP item in the game, basically, because that's literally pretty much like you could drop a Bottled Faith from this invitation, all sorts of things. So you can literally duplicate the loot from your bosses and get extra juice by doing invitations. And because no one can do these right now, they're incredibly cheap. So very, very cool indeed. That's how we made a lot of money. Very large amounts of money. Let's get to the money. Okay, how much money did we make? Well, let's just go over the Atlas first, actually. We got Awaken at 8 with all the Watchstones we dropped, so I basically cheated my way into Awaken at 8. You can see here I've got an absolute ton of Watchstones just everywhere from this thing. So very, very good. That's one side of things, but let's get into what we decided to spend our money on. So we got a Headhunter first. It was pretty good. We decided to just go for it because, you know, they were going up in price, so we decided to just grind for it. That's Elisha and me. I'm in a 2-man. I have you know, we're grinding it out, having a lot of fun. So yeah, we decided to go for Headhunter first. Elisha just randomly made this exploding chest with +1 gems. I don't know. He like awakened all of it, and I was like, oh, sick, dude. And I was like, oh yes. So pretty cool in my opinion. And then we noticed an opportunity come up, a very, very rare opportunity. The opportunity to purchase an Explodey Synthesis Wand. So these things are completely insane. They don't come up often and are very rare. So this is basically just a rare wand with the implicit as Explode mod. And we all know how good Explode mod is. So with this wand, you can actually just roll an insane wand, but the kicker is, and why we bought it, is that we can supply this wand to everyone else really cheaply. So with a base like this, you can actually use what's called a fractured fossil in a resonator and mirror it. Now you might be thinking, well, that's not that good because it's going to have random mods. Well, you can use a 4-socket resonator with other fossils in it to pretty much get a very high chance of it being a +1 mod, +1 gem wand with Explode on it, which makes it almost one of the best ones that you can possibly use in the game, even just with that mod alone. So we're going to be allowing people to fracture this for 1 exalt fee if you bring us the resonator, and we'll be doing that on stream. So if you're interested in the wand, you know, there it is there. After that, we noticed that we probably would want to make a mapper soon, so we decided to buy a badge of the Brotherhood before they went up in price insanely, so we bought that too. All the money from this is, of course, from running invitations and running the Guardians and using the 9th Atlas tree. Of course, you could see how overpowered the passive points are. You know, so much influence items. You know, so much like extra juice. You know, pretty insane. I've been monitoring what is profitable using the website that I made here, PoE Profit. You can see here that it pretty much tells you what boss you should be running at what time. And, you know, Shaper is still insanely profitable. The other one, Elder, seems to be going a little bit down, but that doesn't count a Watcher's Eye, really. This is an identified Watcher's Eye. So yeah, definitely pretty interesting. Guardians also very profitable. So super duper awesome there. Moving forward, we're going to be doing an ultimate guide on Maven soon enough. I just want to get a few more kills under my belt, and we will be getting into min-maxing the Atlas very, very soon. So I hope you guys have enjoyed these kind of day 2 discoveries. It's been a lot of Maven juice. Go check out my kill video. I think it's pretty awesome. We do almost do it deathless till the end. But yeah, super duper awesome. Hope you guys enjoyed and have really smashing the league, and stay tuned for more content. Until then, cheers.